welcome back to Mind Over Emotions, the podcast. I'm your host, Herc. If you haven't already, go ahead and head over to Instagram. Follow us on Instagram at Mind Over Emotions _VDP. Follow us on TikTok as well at Mind Over Emotions, the podcast. If you'd like to be on the podcast, shoot us an email to mindoveremotions, the podcast @gmail.com. And if you haven't already understood the premise of the podcast is I invite people to come on, tell their story, with hopes that it encourages, inspires, and motivates other people to keep moving forward. In today's society, we have a lot of people who are battling alone. They have nobody to talk to. They don't have a space to talk. And a lot of people don't even can afford or don't even like therapy. So I just provide a space where people can come and they can talk. I don't have any pre-recorded questions or anything like that. I just listen to your story, and I just help you kind of get your story out there. The purpose of getting your story out there can be for multiple reasons, though. It doesn't have to be just to, encourage other people, but it's also, to have your story documented because life is short. So today I have one of my friends, somebody whose story I think is really touching and really inspirational, and I'm just here to help her get it through it. So go ahead and do me a favor and introduce yourself, name, age, where you're from, are you single, and if you have any children.
My name is Sirena. I am 24 years old. I grew up in Auburn, Washington, but now I'm currently in Tacoma, and I am in a complicated relationship getting out of it, but I think that's about it.
All right. You don't have kids?
No kids, 2 dogs.
Do you want kids?
Thinking about it.
Thinking about it? So I'm going to have to go ahead and get this out there, the elephant out the room. What's so complicated about your relationship? Let me ask you this before you answer that. Is it complicated because you don't know if you're actually in a relationship, or are you complicated because the relationship is kind of like uneasy?
I guess it's just been uneasy for a few months now. I think a lot of people are fighting addiction, and it's hard to quit that, and that has been our main cause of our breakup.
Okay. Well, that's unfortunate, and your significant other will be in our prayers that they can overcome their addiction. Well, it's the significant other that has an addiction, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeez.
So yeah, I had to make sure. But yeah, he or she will be in our prayers, and that they overcome it because addiction is a tough thing. Mm-hmm. Sometimes people like to say that addiction is a choice, but I think it starts off as a choice, and I think after that, the drugs or the alcohol, whatever it may be, sometimes takes over your brain, and you struggle to fight it. So. To her significant other out there, if you're watching, you are in our prayers, and we're with you. You're going to get through it. So let's get into your story. You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. First, are you nervous?
Just a bit.
What makes you so nervous?
Being on camera.
Do you ever take selfies?
Yeah, but not recently.
Do you do TikToks?
Yeah, but that's different.
How's that different?
Because you can cut out all the little bloopers, and if you don't like it, you could change it.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, ain't no editing here. It's just raw footage, man. Sometimes we even have audio issues, and we just keep it like it is and post it, man. Because, I tell people I don't do this for monetary. I don't do this for likes. I don't do this for popularity. I do this for the love of people and for the deep-rooted, sincere love of mental health and understanding of mental health, and that we're all battling with something, Mm-hmm. So, growing up in Auburn, did you grow up with your mom and your dad in the same household?
Yes, I did. I have, I want to say I have 8 siblings.
8 siblings? Mm-hmm. And where do you fall in that line?
I'm the baby.
Out of all 8?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How old were your parents when they conceived you?
45.
Both of them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And all 8 of you guys share the same mom and dad?
No, 4 of them or 5 of them share the same mom, and then 3 of them share the same dad. So
Okay.
I guess I'm number 9 in that.
Wait. So you have 8 siblings altogether?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I guess I do fall in 8. Sorry. It's hard to keep track of all of them.
Okay. And what is your nationality for those who's probably wondering? Because I know when I met you, I didn't know what your nationality was.
I'm Samoan and German.
Samoan and German. What So everybody always identifies as one or the other. Which one do you identify as?
I'm 50-50.
You're 50-50, so
Hmm.
you just kind of be like, depending on who you're hanging out with. I'm white.
It's like
No, I'm Samoan.
if I go to my Samoan side, I'm too white for them, and if I go to my white side, then I feel like I'm too Samoan for them. So it's
Do you
kind
speak the Samoan language?
of a little, but not
What do
fluent.
you know?
Owa my way.
A what?
Owa my way.
What's that mean?
How are you?
I'm pretty good. Actually, I like to tell people I'm blessed, man. I'm super blessed.
Yeah.
But growing up in Auburn, how was that for you?
It wasn't too bad, but when my parents had me, they kind of went homeless when I was like 3.
Okay.
So we ended up staying with my sibling's dad and his new wife.
Wait. Your mom and your dad and your siblings stayed with one of your siblings' other dad.
So my mom's ex-husband. So at one point, all of my siblings and me were in the same house for a little bit, and the ex-husband took my mom and my dad and me in.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I don't think that could ever happen in any other community.
it's hard, but I guess it just shows like how loved that my family was. Like everybody comes together for the kids. You know?
Okay.
So,
And with you being the baby, how would your siblings describe you?
um, they say if you sneeze on me wrong, then I'm gonna cry. So you could take that how you want to take that, but
So you're the emotional one.
yeah.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that. Um, Now, in school, how was school for you?
I'm currently in school right now.
No, like
but
when you were in like elementary school, middle school, like how was that for you?
it was okay.
Okay.
I think sometimes it's hard to fit in when you're going through that, but you learn to find your groups and you fit in.
All right. What were some of the things that you were into when you were a kid?
Softball and cheerleading.
You were a cheerleader?
Hmm.
Okay. What did you do in cheerleading? Were you a tumbler?
No, I was the stunt person where you just hold the person up and you.
Oh, you're like the bottom of the little pyramid thing?
Hmm. I can't be at the top.
Could you do the flips and stuff?
I used to be able to do the back bend, not anymore.
Okay. Do you follow gymnastics right now? I recently got into gymnastics. Like I'm a super huge Simone Biles and oh man,
She's good. Hmm.
Jordan Child.
Hmm.
Oh man, I love them. They're amazing. Simone's on a different level though. She's not like a normal. I was about to say cheerleader. She's not a normal gymnast.
Yeah.
Like she literally, I was watching the Olympics.
Hmm.
She literally could mess up and still beat everybody.
Yeah.
So
I had a scholarship for SMU out here to go um, to follow cheerleading out there,
mhm.
but my grandma ended up having a heart attack, and I was like, you know what? Let me just focus on my online college, and I'll move in and take care of her.
Okay.
So
Um, so growing up in middle school and elementary school, did you deal with any kind of like bullying or anything like that?
yeah, in middle school, I think it was rough. I told my dad I wanted to switch schools because of it, but
What kind of bullying did you deal with?
it was just like when the little girls they'd be having crushes on their boys at school and stuff like that, and I guess the girl got
No, you're good. Go
mad
ahead.
at me about it, and so she tried to confront me. I don't really remember the situation, but I would just remember a whole group of people out at the lunch area, and they kind of surrounded me, and like it was like basically like she was ready to fight me, and I had never gotten no fight ever in my life, so I was like worried about it. But I think middle school has to be the hardest.
Okay, so with your with your home life though, what was the dynamic at home like? Did you guys have like a normal life, or did you like deal with any kind of like abuse or anything like that growing up?
No, well, my mom and dad, it was really just me and them. So
Okay.
even though I have all of my siblings, they are all way older than me. So they were all already moved out of the house. So I kind of grew up like a only child in a way. 'Cause I
Okay.
just had
So you're
them.
spoiled.
Not spoiled.
I mean,
But
nothing wrong being spoiled if you're spoiled.
no, but my home life was good with them for the most part. My mom, she did have like a little bit of like a gambling addiction. So that was kind of hard to manage because it was like, dang, why are you missing out on my birthday, or why are you missing out on little things like this? But as I got older, you can't really always blame her for her parenting style because she didn't have the best parents growing up either. So I don't blame her for it.
Okay. And how was like your relationship with your dad?
He's my best friend.
Still to this day?
Mm-hmm.
Is both your parents living?
No.
No? Okay. What's one good memory you have of your mom, and what one bad memory you have of your mom?
Oh, that one's hard.
I'm going to call you out. Do me a favor. Can you speak up just a little bit?
Yeah. I have a lot of good memories with my mom. Even the times when we would fight. Like, I don't think there was any like bad memory of her.
Okay. Well, what's like something really good that you remember of her?
She's just always very outgoing with all of my friends. So basically, like when I would bring my friends over, I'm like, "Why are we not hanging out? What are you doing?" And then I'd go into the room and they're just sitting there crying, talking to my mom. And so she was always like somebody's mom to
Okay.
them. So she would always just be there for anybody that needed to talk. So I really appreciated that about her because my friends love to come over and just have that, you know. Open
I think
safe
that
space.
moms who have more than one kid,
Mm-hmm.
like have multiple kids, I really feel like they become like the neighborhood mom.
Yeah.
Because that's the same way it was with my mom. I don't know if you watched the Mother's Day episode that I did with my mom, but that's like the one thing we talked about is like, you know, she was like the neighborhood mom. Everybody who came over, all of her friends and stuff, they always referred to her as mom. And, you know, even like my friends to this day, like, you know, she takes them under their wing and we're grown, you know, and they just be like, hey, mom, you know, it's not like, you ever meet some people and like, you don't feel comfortable calling their mom. Like you just be like, Miss so-and-so or whatever. But then you got this other friend that's like, as soon as you meet them,
They
like,
say mom.
yeah, it's mom. Yes. I think that when you have multiple kids, you just give off that parenting vibe, you
Yeah.
know? So that's what's up. What about your dad? How was your dad growing up? Like, what kind of? I know you say he was your best friend, but like, what's like? What describe him growing up?
He was always more of the strict parent. So my mom was always like yes to everything, and then he was always like no. So when he would say no, I would just go to my mom. But overall, my dad, like if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be the person I am today because he really grounded me and kept me like when I would sneak off and try to do like, you know, like drink a little bit when I was like in my teenage years or smoke weed or something and come home, he would just be yelling at me constantly or sitting on my bed and then he'll start crying. And I was like, you never want to see your dad cry.
Yeah.
But he went through trauma of his own and he just didn't want me to end up on that path.
You think he was crying for like tears of disappointment?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that right there will show you like, okay, I need to stop. I think that hurts more than having them yell at you.
That's what I was about to ask. Do you think that was more effective than like if he would have like gave you spankings or something?
Yeah, no.
Did you experience spankings growing up? Truthfully,
A little bit.
a little bit.
But my dad was kind of like whatever was next to him, and if I was cussing in the house, he would grab the remote and. But it's just like it's like a Samoan culture.
Okay.
I feel like I don't know.
So when you were in middle school, how was not middle school? When you were in high school, how was high school for you?
High school was good. Freshman sophomore year was hard for me, but
What made it so hard?
just trying to fit in. I had braces too, so I told my dentist, and my dad was like, "We're moving to Samoa, so she needs to get them off." We didn't move to Samoa. I just needed the braces off.
So he lied.
Yeah.
Do you think that you should have worn them longer?
Yeah.
Why?
My teeth are they're not lined up.
Okay.
So.
I mean, probably better than mine. I mean.
Oh my God.
But I think that like for me, like I've talked about getting braces before, but a part of me wants to get them, but then another part is like, I mean, I couldn't imagine myself with super straight teeth,
Yeah.
right? For one, for two, I think it's like my identity now. It's like people don't even notice that, like you know, there's a little bit of like defects in my teeth. I mean, they're not like perfect. They're not super freaking bright white. They're not dumb cricket either, you know, but they're my teeth.
That's
You
all
know?
that matters.
Yeah, you know, so like I think that people now are just kind of like they don't even look at it, you know, they don't even
Yeah.
notice it. I do, and then when I tell people about it, they're like, "Your teeth are fine." I'm like, "That's because you know me, you know, you see me with these teeth. You couldn't imagine with any other teeth." But let me ask you this: what was your first job?
My first job. I was a referee for kids for like flag football.
You were a referee for football.
Yeah. So, and I was in high school, and the parents were like, they were like all judging me because I wrote down the score for the kids, and then the parents were like mad. They're like, no, she got the score wrong. Da 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 da. She doesn't know what she's doing. And then my boss had to come over and correct them and be like, no, I have the same score as her.
How
So that was a
how
little
did you get into
challenging.
refereeing, especially refereeing football? Because you said you were a gymnast and you
That
played
was just,
softball.
it was just a lot of my friends were doing it, and I was like, I kind of want like a part-time job, but
Okay.
I could still like balance my high school and stuff and my schoolwork. So they put me on with that job, and I started working that.
Okay. And then I know you hinted on having a scholarship to go to SMU.
Mm-hmm.
What happened with that?
My um, so my grandma, she was living by herself, and she ended up having a heart attack. So when I graduated from high school, instead of going off to college, I was like, time's really short, and I know that, just because I grew up with older parents. So I was like, no one's gonna step up and be there for her, so I might as well step up and help her. So I put off the scholarship and I moved in with my grandma, and then I went to Highland College, and I was just doing that online, and then I picked up a job at the old spaghetti factory.
Okay.
So
How was that?
it was good.
Okay.
I like the little pastas and stuff, and grandma loved it too. And I would bring her home pasta after work, and
Did you graduate college?
with my associates,
What was your degree?
general studies.
General studies. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we're about to transition the conversation just a little bit, just to FYI.
Okay.
So I just wanted to kind of get the baseline of who you were, how you grew up and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I know you hinted on your dad being your best friend. What was your relationship like with your mom?
It wasn't the like ideal relationship that I wish I had with her. We would. I never understood why she was like constantly like leaving and going gambling or going out with her. Like she would spend the holidays with her friends instead of my family.
Okay.
And I was always trying to wrap my head around why are we not good enough for her? Why does she not want to come around? But then I started to realize like she just had a really bad relationship with her mom. So the grandma that I was taking care of, she didn't have the best relationship with her.
Okay.
So I see why she had resentment towards that.
You think it was resentment, or do you think that it was like a lack of understanding of how to be a committed or involved mom?
Maybe both. My grandma really favored her son over my mom. So
Do you feel like your siblings have the same perspective of your mom that you do?
um, I'm not sure because they all have kids. So our mom, maybe she wasn't the best mom, but she was a good grandma to them.
Okay.
So, but they might have a different perspective than I do because I didn't get to experience
So
that.
I'm obviously your mom passed away. Before your mom passed away, did you guys like become like way closer?
Yeah, I think it's time, but like again, it sucks because it's like why did it take her to get cancer for me to be like, oh shit,
Yeah.
I need to step up, I need to be there, I need time was running out, like I need to be there for her. So that was kind of like an oh shit moment for me.
Um, and how was your relationship with your siblings?
My siblings, that's iffy. Um, I ended up doing some business with our family, and I shouldn't have. They always say don't mix business with family, and I stand by that today.
Before you get into that, hold on, I had one more question for you about your mom. When your mom passed, most important question, when your mom passed, how did that affect you mentally?
um, I cut everybody off for like a good year, so didn't have any communication with my family because
Because of the loss of your mom?
yeah, because of the loss of my mom too, because it was a lot to deal with, and I felt like I was so angry at the world, and I was angry at everybody, and anytime I saw somebody with their mom, like I like envied that, like
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell, like why? I'm only 22 at the time, and I was like, how come I don't have my mom? Like why? How? So it was a little bit. I had to work through that. I really.
What
had
kind of steps did you, that's what I was going to ask you next. What kind of steps did you have to take to kind of like work through that? Because like me, I still have my mom, I still have my biological father, I have my stepdad, and losing your mom, there's not a lot of people I know that lost their mom.
Yeah.
So, and I can only imagine that would be, probably one of the hardest things to deal with. So, like, what kind of steps did you have to go through to like mentally keep moving forward?
For me, I felt like I had to be strong for my dad. Like
Okay.
my dad is the one that made me like, okay, I need to step up and be there because the world is not going to stop. Like it's not going to stop turning. It's not going to stop moving. Time doesn't wait for nobody. So it's like I need to keep moving forward. And my mom wouldn't want me to be here and be sad about, and like depressed and angry. Like she would want me to enjoy everything and enjoy everybody's presence and stop being so angry. So I just kept trying to move forward. And then I started planning stuff with my dad to hang out with him and just try to keep his mind off of, being at home and being sad and thinking about her.
When your mom passed, was it like something like where she you found out that she passed away, or was it something where it was like you guys kind of knew that it was coming and you guys were all there to say your goodbyes?
So it was literally right after my grandma passed away. So after my grandma passed away, my mom, um, she wasn't feeling good. So my dad and her went to the hospital, and she got diagnosed with cancer. And so we're like, okay, well, it could be any stage, right? So we're all hoping that it's stage 1 or stage 2. So a month later, they go back, they check it out and see what it is, and it comes back and it's stage 4. So stage 4 colon cancer, but
It's stage 4. That means that it's like terminal,
yeah.
right? Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
So eventually, just dealing with that, it was a lot. Like, I feel like watching somebody die is like watching a car crash happen in slow motion. Like, there's nothing that you can do to stop it, and it's gonna happen regardless. So you just need to enjoy the time that you do have.
So describe your last few days, moments with your mom. Like, how was that for you?
For me, it was a bit traumatic. We had a lot of my family members fly in. We had all of her friends there, but when they're when their time is coming, they don't have a lot of energy. So it's hard to just watch her lay there and just breathe but not be present. So for that, it was just really hard to wrap my head around, like. And before she got to that stage, she was really scared to fall asleep too. So there would be times where she's like, "Can you not leave the room? Like, can you stay here?" I was like, "Mom, it's okay. Just go to sleep. You'll be okay." And she was like, "Can you just watch me?" And like, cause she was scared she was gonna die in her sleep. Like, that is heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And she didn't want to die. Like, she did not want to go, but.
Because the cancer just came out of nowhere, right?
And so that's why it was harder for me to accept her death, because it's like she wasn't ready to go.
Yeah.
And then that's where the anger came in, because it's like, obviously you want to see your parents get older, and she deserves to have that. And then it's like, I can't think about my future. I can't think too far ahead, because I'm going to get into like a downward like spiral, because she's not going to see me get married. She's not going to see me have kids. She's not going to see me be successful in life.
Yeah.
At all. She's
So
just not here.
obviously, like I said, losing your mom is traumatic. And there's probably somebody who's watched this who's lost their mom and they might be struggling with that. What kind of advice would you give them?
It's hard because I'm still learning myself, and it's been.
But how long has it been since she passed?
2 years.
Yeah, so like, I mean, you've made it 2 years. So I mean, you're on a good path to being successful with moving forward. So up to date, what kind of advice would you give them about like something that you've done and things that you've tried that's helped you stay encouraged and stay moving forward?
I just spend a lot of time with my family. When I'm missing my mom, like, I just lean on my family or my friends a lot, because having that company, you'll never be steered wrong.
Yeah.
You always have that support system.
Okay, so I like to talk about support systems. What does your support system look like? Like, what kind of people do you have around you to support you?
My dad.
Okay.
And maybe some of my siblings, like, they are there for me too. But usually, like, me and my dad, we hang out like almost every week, and we'll go get breakfast and just talk about our week and stuff like that. So he really is my safe zone.
Do you think that support systems are very important? Like, they're important for you to have, or you think that they're not really that big of a deal? Like, you can kind of just coast through life on your own?
It's hard to say. I think it depends on the person, like, for me, like, I love to have that company and the support, and I love to lean on my family. It's always good to be able to talk to somebody about what you're going through. But I think there's also people out here that are strong enough to handle their stuff on their own too,
Yeah.
I think it just depends on who they are.
Yeah, because like for me, I like to, think back to when people used to had that statement where they say it takes a village. I think that it doesn't take a village just to raise a child. I think it takes a village to get through life. So I guess I would say that I kind of agree that there are strong people, but I think that everybody needs somebody, right? Because everybody goes through things. Everybody has dark moments. Everybody has those times where they're low and they're just self-worth. It doesn't matter how much money you have, how much attention you have from the opposite sex or whatever sex you're like sexual attention you get, your financial state. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. Happiness, I always say happiness is a choice, and happiness is from within. But we all do, like I said, have low moments. So in those low moments, I feel like you should have somebody that you should lean on. Everybody should. I don't think that life was meant for you to kind of go through it alone. You know, I think that that's when you try to go through life alone. I think that's when you end up having like depression and stuff like that because you think right like the only emotions that we talk about a lot well lately is like sad emotions, but we do have happy emotions. And you
I
think
feel
about like, could you imagine like spending holidays by yourself?
no, that is hard. Like it is hard, but
Or like your birthday, you never had nobody to celebrate your birthday with you. Or let's just say you get a promotion, right, at your job. You know, most people to get a promotion at their job, it's like they want to text their best friend, their mom, their dad, their siblings, or their significant other to let them know. Like you want to tell somebody else because you kind of need that, you know, energy from somebody else to kind of like make you feel good
like
about yourself.
uplift.
Yeah, and so when you don't have that, and you get like let's just say you get promoted, you're like now the CEO of a company, and you have absolutely no one to tell. You know who you're gonna tell? You're gonna tell somebody. You're gonna tell that cab driver. You're gonna tell that door person. You're gonna tell the cashier.
Yeah.
And there's a reason because that's how we're built. You know. So I think that support systems are very important. So, how did your dad take the loss? How's he handling it?
He's still not doing. He's still not doing that good. I mean, he's taking day by day, but I always try to keep him busy on Mother's Day and the day that my mom passed away, because the first Mother's Day was hard without her, but the second one, we ended up spending at the ER because his blood pressure was high and he was about to stroke out. So, with that being said, we spent Mother's Day at the hospital this year, and it wasn't easy. And I was asking the doctors questions like, "What's going on with him? Is he okay?" And they were saying that he's healthy. It's just he's letting all that stress get to him.
A lot of anxiety.
Yeah, and then he started crying at the hospital, and oh my God, it broke my heart because I'm like, stop. I was like, it's been 2 years, you know, I'm trying to stay strong for you, but it's like, damn, like seeing your father cry, like it's a different type of hurt. So
Do you think that men should cry?
I don't think men shouldn't cry.
Okay.
I think everybody has a right to their feelings, and you're entitled to, you know, to feel how you want to feel.
I just say that because like a lot of times in society, I speak about this a lot. People say that men aren't, you know, you're not a true man if you cry, right? If you show emotion. And I, as a man, and a man who I feel like I'm a true man, a real man. I'm a man's man. I think that men should be able to cry. I think there's a time and place for it. I don't think that you should be crying over, you know, losing your job or, you know, your car getting repossessed because most times those are choices that you made. But like the loss of somebody or something that strikes you emotionally, I think that you should be able to express those emotions. And your support system around you should be able to understand that and allow that space for you to do that.
It's funny because growing up, my dad, even till this day, he'll still be like, stop crying, don't cry, stop crying. You know, like it's going to be okay, just stop crying. But then when he's crying, what do I tell him?
Let it out.
What the heck?
So let it out.
That felt like it's not fair, but I think he's constantly telling me that because he wants me to be strong.
Yeah.
And he knows that I'm crying over little things and I shouldn't be, so he's trying to build me up. But
Either that or maybe he's like trying to reassure you that, you know, your dad's got you.
yeah.
You know, so maybe that's what he's doing. So what's your relationship like with your siblings?
They all have their own families, so we don't really talk. Majority of my mom's side is in Alabama or moving to Alabama. My Samoan side, they're out here. I see them from time to time and we talk, but we're not all as close, I guess. And maybe that's just because they have their own families and they have their own kids and they have their own lives and work. So
Yeah.
I don't take it personal. We just all have our own.
Do you think
So-
that siblings should have a strong bond? Sorry. You think that siblings should have a strong bond?
I think every family is different. Obviously, you do want to lean on your siblings, but
No, I'm just saying, like, in a perfect world, do you think that all siblings should have that? I mean, obviously, we know that, like you said, like, you know, that everybody's different, but in a perfect world, do you think that, you know, when a mom and a dad has children, that those children should have a bond that is unbreakable and they should be, you think so?
I think so.
Yeah, I agree. I kind of be envious. I've talked about this before too. I kind of be envious of families who do have that. You know, where the siblings kind of like hang out. They go to the movies, go play basketball together. You know, go shopping together, all that kind of stuff. I'd be envious of that because I got 6 siblings and
I'm more closer to my cousins than I am my siblings.
yeah.
Maybe that's because I'm closer in age with them, but they're the ones that like are really like calling me and texting me and stuff. So I don't know. Maybe it just depends, but
Okay.
you can always find siblings in other people too.
That's true.
I don't know.
Yeah, because they say family is not depicted by the blood that you share; it's depicted by the loyalty that you share. Oh, that inspired me to ask you the question.
Oh gosh.
Here we go. You ready?
No.
Which one do you choose? Which one do you think is more important, love or loyalty, and why?
I think loyalty.
Loyalty over love? Why?
I feel like loyalty is just more important than love. You can love a lot of people, but does that mean you're loyal to them?
Okay, so let me ask you this then: what does loyalty look like to you?
Loyalty is honesty. Like, you're gonna show up for me when you're telling me something. It's the truth. Like, you're just there. Like, you have my back 100%, even if my eyes are closed. So that's what it means to me.
And what does love mean to you?
Love is just. I'm still trying to figure that one out.
I like to say that loyalty is the action of love, right? Most people possess the ability to tell you that they love you, but they don't possess the ability to show you, right? So it's easy to say, a 4-letter word, say, hey, like, I love you. But when the rubber meets the road and they have to actually, show that love, a lot of times they can't show it. Their own selfishness kicks in, or whatever the case may be. For whatever reason they choose, their loyalty, goes out the window. And maybe they choose themselves, which is okay. But I just think that most people who say that they love you, they don't know. Either they don't know how to love you, or they don't understand what love really is, which is, to me, is loyalty. Like, there's, for me, like, if I tell somebody that I love them, right, no matter what we're going through, I'm gonna have your back. No matter what.
So you think loyalty just equals love?
I think that loyalty is the action of love. True loyalty is love. But I think that you can love somebody and not be loyal to them. I think that you can be loyal to somebody but not love them.
Well,
While she's pondering on that, if you haven't already, go ahead and head over to Instagram and give us a follow at @MindOverEmotions_VDP, on TikTok at @MindOverEmotions the podcast, and go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, and share this to your friends and family if you guys love her story so far. And at this point of the podcast, what we're going to do is we're going to have Sirena go ahead and spin our wheel. Go ahead and spin it. She was hoping that she won't have to spin it today, but she got to spin it.
I don't even know what it says.
You'll find out when it lands on it.
Oh, shit.
Just spin. Go ahead.
Oh, that was too fast, huh?
No, you're good. You're good. Hopefully it lands on double spin so you can get 2.
No.
All right, let's see what she landed on. She landed on the blue at the top. Oh, man. Emotional abuse.
Oh, shit.
So tell us about some type of emotional abuse that you dealt with in your life so far.
Emotional?
Yeah. It could be from, like, a friend, family, sibling, significant other, anything.
I guess in relationships, like my past recent relationships I've been in, not just, a few. I feel like a lot of emotional abuse comes from my relationships.
Like, what do you mean? Explain.
I think I'm trying to figure it out. Like, sometimes there's a lot of lying, or there's cheating, or there's manipulation.
Manipulation?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I've been dealing with a lot of that.
So with the lying, the cheating, and the manipulation, go ahead.
Sorry, before I lose my thought. There's also, like, have you ever been with somebody that tries to, what's the word? Like, is it seclude? Like close you off from everybody?
Seclude you, yeah.
A lot of the times I've been dealing with that in a relationship too.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. It's just hard to, like, or they just want me to always be at home. Like, when they need me and when they want me, I have to be there for them. And it sounds normal, but it's not normal.
I think that it's normal as long as it's reciprocated on both ends.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that by you bringing that up, that it's not reciprocated.
It's not. And a lot of the relationships, like my past relationships, it hasn't been. But it's like I'm constantly showing up for them, but they're not showing up for me.
Do you think that that's grounds to break up?
Um, I believe in second chances, and I believe in forgiveness, but there's only so much that somebody can put up with.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I guess it just depends on how much you're willing to put up with for that person.
Because don't you think that, right? Like if you're constantly showing up for whether it's your significant other, your friend, or your family member, or whoever, the person. We'll just say the person. If you're constantly showing up for a person, and that person is never showing up for you, don't you think that that's just draining your cup, and your cup is never getting refilled?
Yeah, when you put it that way. But it's like, what happens when you're constantly filling their cup and then they finally get to where they need to be? And then, like, okay, now it's your turn to fill my cup.
But
right?
do they fill your cup though?
Well, not yet.
Well, no, I'm saying no. Obviously, I'm saying that I understand what you're saying. You're saying that, okay, like so. For instance, in a relationship, if you decide to be with somebody and they need you, you're gonna be there for them, and you're gonna keep showing up for them. They're not putting nothing back into your cup, not putting nothing back to you, but you're constantly putting into them. And then once they get what they need,
Just be like, bye.
then you're saying that they should be now putting it back into you, right? So my question for you is this: how long do you think you should have to wait in a relationship to let somebody to keep putting into somebody?
That's the thing. I don't think there is a time frame on it, because you're gonna put up with as much as you can until you've had enough. So I don't know. Everybody's different, right? But you'll get to your breaking point in that relationship, and then you'll be like, okay, I'm done, because I keep filling you up, and I'm being here for you, but you're not showing up for me. And I've waited and I waited and waited, but there's no actions behind your words and what you're telling me.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
No, makes perfect sense.
Okay.
Perfect sense. Makes perfect sense. So do you think that having to constantly be there for somebody, do you think that that's emotional abuse?
I do.
So you think that they're in a sense an abuser because they're constantly, I'm trying to understand how do you feel like that's emotional abuse? Explain for me, please.
To me, I feel like it's emotional abuse because they know that they're spreading you thin, and that they're constantly like, I need you, and tugging you and pulling you, like, I need you here, I need you here. But then it's like, okay, when I need you, you're not there. You're not there for my birthday party. You're not there, like, when I have family gatherings. You're not there when my mom's, passing day comes up. Like, you're not there for the important dates. But even on the days that aren't important to you, I still show up for you. So.
Do you think that that's a form of control and a way to keep you in a relationship? Because they're tugging on the strings of your heart, like the strings of who you are as a person, like a caring person. They know that you're a caring person. They know that you care about people's, people, them, or whatever, their feelings and, just their well-being. So when they think that you're about to walk out the door, they tug on those little strings just a little bit to pull you back in to keep you from leaving.
Yeah.
See, I can see how that would be considered emotional abuse. Okay.
So yeah, I guess controlling too. That is emotional abuse. Trying to control somebody else, or control their life, or control the relationship, or control who they hang out with. I've been in relationships where they're like, I don't want you hanging out with this person. I don't want you doing that with that person. They'll pull up on me and see that I'm not doing anything, but they're still like, no, come home. Like,
What do you think causes people to be like that?
It could be jealousy. It could be just them having their own trust issues from like past relationships. A lot of times, like, people don't realize it, but their past relationship will bleed onto their current one, because you're still not over the trauma that from your last relationship.
So do you think people should go through therapy before they get to another relationship? Like, you break up with one, go to therapy, and then no?
No, but I do think that you should give yourself like a grace period before you start to just don't jump in from one relationship to another.
Okay.
Give yourself some time to get over what you just dealt with the last one. Figure out why it didn't work. What can you do different? What can you bring to the table for the next person?
Okay. So I do have to ask this only because I know. I didn't make a segue into this question, but I already know, so I'm going to go ahead and just ask you. What caused you, or not caused you? How should I ask this question? When did you know that you liked females?
Oh shit.
Like, did you start out dating females first?
No.
Okay.
So it was right after high school, but it was like it kind of just hit me out of nowhere. I ended up going to Roddy Ricch, which is an artist. He came out here in Seattle, bought a ticket. My family flaked on me. I was like, I need people to go with. So I have like a family friend, and she was like, I'm going. Like, let's go together. So I was like, okay. So we met up the night before. We pre-funked.
You what?
Pre-funked.
Funked?
Mm-hmm.
Like F-U-N-K?
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
You turn up. You turn up before the turn up.
Okay. All right.
So I met up with them, and I had a few drinks, and one thing led to another, and we ended up like kissing on the dock and all this stuff. And I was like, damn, this is what it's like to kiss a girl. So after that, then I started dating her, but I was really afraid to tell my dad, but I shouldn't have been because I already have a gay brother. So I think they got all their anger out on him when he came out. So when I came out, it was kind of like, whatever, you're just 2.0 him. So I was like, well, thank God, because I was really worried about my dad's reaction and how he was going to take it. So I texted him, and I told him, because I was staying with my grandma at the time and still taking care of her. I told my dad, I was like, hey, I don't think I like boys anymore. And then he pulled up to my grandma's house. And I pretended to be asleep. I was like, oh Lord, please don't, like, just don't say anything. And then he sat on the couch and he like tried to wake me up, even though I was fake sleeping. And he was like, it's okay. Like, if you like girls, you can like girls. You know, you're still my daughter, and I'm still gonna love you. So.
What's your experience been like dating females? Would you say you prefer a female or a male?
I don't know. I like girls too, just because like they are emotional. But I mean, men are emotional too, though. So I'm kind of stuck in between. I don't know.
Okay.
I like what I like, and whoever you present yourself as, like, if I like that, I like that.
Okay. I respect that.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I ask is because, everybody says that, you're born gay or whatever. I'm not going to get into all that.
Mm-hmm.
I just always curious to, like, when did you decide? So, like, for instance, like you just explained that, you pre-funked. And, you kissed a girl and you liked it. Ain't that a song? I kissed a girl and I liked it. Yeah. That's what's up. But did you ever experience any kind of abuse physically or emotionally from like your family growing up? Or any kind of like trauma or anything like that?
More so like, I guess it is emotional abuse too with this. I had a family member that was like trying to get at me when I was like 15, from 15 to like 21. And I told some of my family members about it when I was 15. They tried to correct the behavior within the family. And then it kind of slowed down and died down for a little bit. But then when I turned 21, I went back over to that family member's house, and it kind of just picked up where I left off. So
now that you're 25, have you and that family member like spoken or anything like that?
I cut them off for quite some time. I didn't talk to them for about a year and a half at all. And I told them, I was like, if I was to come back around, I can't have this shit keep happening. Like, you have to respect that I'm your family member, and if it happens again, I will cut you off completely.
You never thought about reporting the person?
No.
No? Why is that?
I feel like people deserve second chances, and that person is dear to me, even though we've gone through a lot of shit together. Like, I hold them very close to my heart, and so I feel like you can't get past your trauma until you forgive and move on. So I believe everybody deserves a chance to show themselves again. So me cutting them off for a year was like, okay, look, she means business. Respect my boundaries, and I'll respect yours.
And what's that relationship like now?
Um,
Or is there any relationship at all?
there is. We hang out. We hang out in group settings, and so far it's been good.
Okay.
We're still working on patching, our history and our past, but overall it's been really, really good for now.
And the last thing I asked you about that is, how did that whole situation affect you? Like when it was happening, or when you found out about it, or how did it affect you mentally and emotionally?
Mentally, it kind of pushed me away for a bit, and then I remember my family having a meeting, and they were like, my mom went over there, and they kind of wrote down what was going on, and they were like, Serena was wearing this, or Serena was asking for attention, or Serena was doing that. Yeah, so when my mom brought back the note, it kind of like tore me to pieces, and I held that note on forever because I was like, it's messed up. Like, this is what you guys were talking about, but why didn't you guys come directly and tell me? Like, that's how you felt. But just because I'm wearing something, or just because I'm dressed a certain way, that doesn't give you the right to come up to me and try to kiss me or try to do things with me,
Yeah.
you know? So, yeah. So I held the note on for a while, and then just recently I ended up burning it because I was like, this is just trauma that I have to let go. And if I'm trying to move forward, I'm not going to move forward holding on to it.
Yeah.
So,
All right. So, in our closing, what kind of advice would you give to somebody who's dealt with, you know, emotional trauma, physical trauma from their family members, and who also may or may not be battling with suicidal thoughts because of things that they've been through? What kind of advice would you give them?
I mean, I would always speak up to a trusted family member, trusted adult, whoever that is in your life, and kind of let them know what's going on. But also just know that you're more stronger than what you're going through, and that there's always a brighter side to things. So you might be dealing with it right now, but I promise you that there is more to life than your trauma.
All right. Well, look, I appreciate you coming on, telling your story. We literally, I don't even think we scratched the surface of your story. We just kind of scraped it a little bit, nicked it. So hopefully you guys watch this video, you guys like it, hit that like button. And if we get enough likes, we'll get Serena to come back on here and continue telling her story. And if you haven't already, go ahead and for sure, again, hit that like button, like and subscribe, share it to your friends, family, social medias, all that stuff. Let's keep this story going about mental health awareness. And if you haven't already, go ahead and follow us on Instagram at Mind Over Emotions, the podcast. Nope, excuse me, I do that every time. At Mind Over Emotions _VDP. On TikTok, Mind Over Emotions, the podcast. And if you'd like to come share your story or just come have a conversation with me, you don't have to be about your story. Shoot me an email to mindoveremotionsthepodcast@gmail.com. And like she said, make sure you find somebody trusted you can speak to in your downtime. Support systems are important. And I hope you guys stay blessed. We're out.
Bye.